Yo, shalom. No Limit Eddie live on a Sunday, man, on a Sunday. Told you guys I want to start going live a little bit more, at least while I'm here in Thailand and the internet is strong. I guess it's fast. Like even my YouTube uploads, they upload so much faster being here in Thailand. So Wi-Fi is pretty good out here. Usually it might take a couple of hours when I be in Egypt, like hours to upload. But here in Thailand, these videos upload in like 20 minutes. So same video, even higher quality actually. I've upped the camera quality since being here. And the videos upload way faster, like 20 minutes versus 2 or 3 hours. And I'm not sure if that's just my apartment and the Wi-Fi that's there. Maybe I didn't get the fastest box. Not sure. But what's going on, guys? Quick, you guys can see the title of today's video. Should I return to Africa? I don't know. I know a lot of people who are like actual subscribers to the channel have no idea like about any of my videos. YouTube doesn't typically recommend them. But yeah, I'm no longer in Africa, no longer in Egypt. I am in Thailand. I'm putting on lotion if you guys are wondering what I'm doing. I'm putting on lotion. It's pretty early in the morning. I'm gonna head out to, I believe, a place called Icon Siam Mall today. It's supposed to be like a pretty big mall that has a lot of cool stuff and a lot of luxury brands, and it also has like it's a really big food court that has food from every different region of Thailand there. And it's just supposed to be a cool site to see, it's like a tourist spot. So I plan on heading out over there today, going to the main city of Bangkok, because I'm kind of a little bit stationed outside the main city. So the goal is to go farther down today. Farther into the city and see like what it looks like down that way. So that's kind of what the game plan is. So putting on some lotion, comb my hair. But I said I'll go live today with you guys since I have a little bit of time this morning before I head out. I think it's only like 9 or 10 o'clock, so I'm not 100% certain. But basically, I'm gonna comb my hair, put some lotion on, and pretty much head out. I pretty much wear basketball shorts every day, to be honest with you guys. I wear pants, but it is what it is. Everybody, make sure to smash a like on today's video as well. Smash a like so it gets shared out to more people. Drop a comment in the chat. Let me know where you guys are watching from. And then give your thoughts on if I should return to Africa, right? Because there's so many different Asian countries that are right around here. There's Malaysia, there's the Philippines, there's Vietnam, there's Cambodia, right? There's Taiwan, which is not too far from here. So let me know what do you guys think on that and things of that nature, right? Not only just returning to Egypt, but also like, do you guys want to see sub-Saharan Africa? Kenya, Ghana, Gambia, places like that. Let me know. I personally haven't been to sub-Saharan for quite a while. It's been a long time since I've been back that way. It's just, for some reason, traveling around Africa is not the easiest thing to do. A lot of countries still have restrictions in place. A lot of countries, on top of that, also have there's not a lot of direct flights, so they want to kind of reroute you different places, which makes the flights way more expensive. Like I can fly from Egypt to Greece for like $100. I can fly from Egypt to, let's say, Croatia for like $200. But if I wanted to fly from Egypt to another African country, like let's just say the Gambia, I'm looking at like $1,500, right? So from $100 to $2,000, a really big difference. So that's why a lot of people don't really just bounce around Africa too much, because it's not the easiest. They don't make it cheap for some reason. Go ahead, guys, and smash a like on today's video. Let's get up to 10 likes on this live stream. The more you like it, the more YouTube will go ahead and share it out and recommend it to more people, so that we can get a good conversation going and flowing. Like I said, I'm putting on lotion if you guys want to know. So I brought this lotion from Egypt. It's like a natural coconut lotion, coconut milk lotion. Egypt also does sell like shea butters, which they usually end up getting from Ghana, from what I hear. They also sell like a lot of camel milk. They really big on camel milk, like camel milk lotions and goat milk, stuff like that. But I happen to just get the coconut version. So yeah. I don't see any chats. So Not sure what's going on. Do you guys not want to see me in Ghana? In Ghana and Nigeria and these other sub-Saharan countries. Is there nightlife in Egypt? Michael, man, I'm not really too sure about it. You know what I mean? I'm not really too sure about it. I live in a smaller city. I don't really live in a too big of a tourist city. I know like the hotels will have like bars and they'll have, drinks and things like that in the hotels. But I believe for the most part, Egypt is a dry country. Like you can't have, you can't like be selling liquor in most places. Very few places get like the permission to do that. Like certain hotels might be able to get away with certain things. But I'm not a big nightlife person, so I don't really know how the nightlife is or is not over in Egypt. If they have clubs and things like that too much, but I'm pretty sure every country has it to an extent. But I don't think it's going to be like a tourist destination. Like I'm going to Egypt to party. I don't think it's going to be like that. If that makes sense. Anybody who's on here, man, let me know what you guys think. Should I go back to Africa? I remember watching your Venice Beach videos when I lived in Venice at the time. Oh, okay, nice. Where do you live now? Where do you live now? Seems like you left Venice. East Africa and Brazil seems to be the wave right now. Yeah, a lot of people are going to East Africa. I see a lot of people go to Brazil, but people seem to get into a lot of trouble in Brazil. Like a lot of people get arrested or they get into some type of trouble down in Brazil. And some people get killed. I was wanting to make a trip to South America myself. But it just seems like it's a lot more violent crime going on down there. Stuff that I don't really have to worry about and deal with here in Egypt. It seems like, not here, I'm in Thailand, but things that I don't have to worry and deal with, like in these parts of the world, it seems like I have to deal with it over there. You know what I mean? So that's what I don't like. I don't like, and people be like, well, it's safe. You got to be in the right area. Like there is no such thing as a right area in Egypt. It's just go where you go and you'll be okay. You know what I mean? So I don't want to have to live in like, okay, I can only live in this pocket. If I travel out this pocket, I need to be nervous and I might run into this and that. I don't like that type of vibe, What do you say? Right now I'm in San Fernando Valley. Okay. But I'm planning on going to Brazil. Oh, okay. Nice. So you ran into me back when I was making the LA homeless run down what do you call it? Demise of Los Angeles videos, and now you're thinking about relocating. That's kind of cool. Sounds like West Africa. Do you have a preference between West and East Africa? Well, I can't really have a preference. I've only been to East Africa. I've only lived in East Africa, which I lived in a country called Tanzania, right? And that was a really cool place. I enjoyed it. It was kind of a good religious country. You had Christians, you had Muslims. Everybody pretty much had their religious belief, at least in the city of Dar es Salaam. You ran into some really good people, really kind people. You also ran into some people who were not good and not kind. The food was amazing, that was for sure. The infrastructure was nowhere near on the levels of pretty much every other place that I've been to. It was like I've learned what infrastructure actually is. In America, you kind of just take it for granted, but when you start to go to places like Tanzania where you start to see, okay, now I see what they mean when they talk about infrastructure. Infrastructure was not that great. It's a lot better here in Thailand, a lot better in Egypt. Turkey was next level. But I haven't been to West Africa as of yet, and that is the next place that I would like to go to. I would like to visit some West African country for sure. I know the two of them that seem to be popular amongst African Americans is Gambia and the Ghana. Not Ghana, Ghana. Either Gambia or Ghana. So those are the two that I would look into the most. I feel like Ghana has the most like traction behind it. So probably if I were to go one of the two, I'll probably go to Ghana just to experience that. Not to live per se. I don't think I would live there, but if I go to a place, I like to spend at least 2 weeks, 3 weeks there. So I would do that. I feel that Africa is the right place for you to be. If you feel like Africa is the right place for you to be, then do that if it's right for you. Yeah, for sure. Not Nigeria. No, not Nigeria. Nigeria has too many political issues going on. They have police. Same thing we run into in America. They got it over there in Nigeria. Police brutality. They had the whole NSARS movement. The currencies is falling apart. They're trying to implement this one and that one. There's too much stuff going on in Nigeria. So I wouldn't do that. Everybody who's on here right now, I'm here in Thailand. If you guys don't know, I'm in Bangkok, Thailand. I'm actually going to be heading out here in just a second to a place called Iconsium Mall. I'm trying to figure out if I want to take public transport because I want to film some shorts about public transport, or if I want to but I have to take 2 trains and a bus, which is or do I want to take a Grab, which will lessen the experience, but it will get me there a lot faster. But I don't know. But I'm in Bangkok, Thailand. I'm going to do some more exploring of like the city today. But if you are on this live stream right now, drop in the comments if you guys think I should return to Africa. Would you guys want to see more African content on this channel or what? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. On top of that, leave a like on today's video because the more you guys like it, the more YouTube decides to share it out, right? So yeah, I'm here live with you guys. Let's see if we can get up to like 15 likes on this live, so that way more people can jump on and see it. Can't stay long. I wanted to give you a greeting. Yeah, what up? What up, Bill? What up, Bill? I'm here just asking people if they want to see me go back to, let's say, sub-Saharan Africa. You know, if I were to go back, I'm looking more at Ghana or the Gambia, one of those 2 West African countries. Since I've been to East Africa, been to North Africa, I think West Africa is a place that a lot of people want to see me to go. Experience, since they say most ancestors and stuff like that came from West Africa. So that would be the interesting pathway to check out. South Africa as well. I'm looking to go into South Africa, the country itself. But right now it doesn't seem reasonable. And they still have certain restrictions in place, which I don't want to comply with. And then they also have this thing called load shedding where the power is constantly going out, which I'm like, I don't want to deal with that again. And that's what I'm saying. Like power is pretty consistent in Egypt, the roads, everything like that. So that's kind of why I prefer this to stay there. But I don't mind going to a West African country for 3 weeks, a month, and checking that out. We've got 2 members in the building. Shout out to Shakini Smith for being a channel member and my guy Bill Coleman for being a channel member as well. Good to have these guys on in here. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them. But for me, I know I kind of do want to travel more, but at the same time, I like stability. I like kind of being in the same set place so I can get into a routine. I like to wake up at a certain time every day, go to bed at a certain time every day. And when you start to travel, it's kind of hard to get into that because your time schedule is thrown off, right? Like you might be 4 or 5 hours ahead of where you normally are. And so going to sleep is kind of hard. Have a great Sunday, Eddie. Shout out to my guy, Bill Coleman, for hitting that super chat. He said, have a great Sunday, Eddie. Shout out to my guy, Bill. Bill, have a good Sunday as well, even though it might be Monday for me. I think today is Monday. Yeah, today is Monday for me, I believe. But Sunday for you. This is what I'm talking about. The time is so different. So right now it's like 8 p.m. in California, right? Which is the time that my laptop is set for. That's why I know exactly what time it is. But in Thailand, I think it's like 9, 10. It might be 10:47 a.m. the whole next day, right? But then where a lot of things that I do are based around Egypt time, and Egypt is like it's like 4 a.m. in Egypt. So the time is so different. So it's kind of hard to have a set. Wake up at this time, go to bed at this time, do these things at that time. It's kind of hard to have a set routine, and I thrive when I can have a set routine. And so that's kind of the problem with traveling. So I like to just have a set spot. Okay, United States having issues with heat. Yeah, but that's different though. Well, it's 8:45 p.m. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Bill. It's like 8:45 where you're at, so it's Sunday for you. But where I am, it's actually Monday morning, almost like Monday evening. It's 10:48 right now, almost 11. And so that's why I'm going ahead and being on this live stream talking to you guys before I head off to the mall. You know, the mall's not going to open at 8 in the morning. So it's Sunday in Alaska. Okay, yeah, shout out to Alaska. I heard a lot of Russians and Ukrainians are going to Alaska. Let me know if that's true. I've heard that. I'm not sure if it's true or not. Yeah, have a great Monday. Appreciate that, Bill. Appreciate that, Bill. I have a scant patience. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Andrew. Not sure what you mean by that. But yeah, if you guys are on this live stream right now, let me actually drop some emojis in the chat for my guy Bill for that super chat. Let me drop in, boom, E-team emojis. Boom. If anybody wants to like the video, definitely do that. It just helps the live stream get shared out to more people. You guys know I've been here in Thailand now for, I believe, 3 weeks. I've been 3 weeks here in Thailand. So, you know, I've enjoyed my time here so far. I think it's been a cool country. Not my particular favorite country that I've been to, but it does have some pros and some cons. For me personally, I think I like the camera aspect. You can film pretty easily here. Like when I go to the mall, I don't think I want to have any trouble filming, but I just feel like the speed of life is different than the speed of life that I enjoy. Alaska haven't have issues, but soon some of them will have been resolved. Okay, got you. How was your day? Because my day is good. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear your day has been good. My days are always good. You know, a day is what you make it, and I like to make my days positive and progressive. You know, we have some things that we're working on in the business, which of course is something we're always trying to do. You know, looking at different countries to travel to. You know, I'm always trying to make sure. Trying to make sure that I can optimize, you know, every aspect of my life in any way possible. And so that's what we always trying to do. We're 71 here in LA. It's hot in Thailand, honestly. Thailand is a very humid place, a very humid place. So right now it's supposedly rainy season, and it has rained a few times since being here. But it's not a long-term hard rain. It's usually like maybe 10 minutes, and then it'll go away. But even though it is raining, it is still humid. So it might rain and be 91 degrees. And so this is a country where I've had to use the AC the most. So in Egypt, where we might have 107, 110 degree heat, because of the way my apartment was positioned and having a like windows and all that stuff like that, I almost never had to turn on the AC. When I moved to another apartment, I did use the AC a lot more because it was so boxed off. I didn't have a lot of windows and natural light. That's why when I go back to Egypt, you know, I like living in Egypt, guys. Egypt is like kind of like a good home base. I want to get a new apartment, one that has a lot more windows and things like that again. So, yes, that is what I would say. But I do have to use AC a lot here in Thailand because it's just really, really humid, and you just will start sweating if you just, you know, in your apartment and stuff like that. So, you gotta have the AC on. Even like the buses will have fans. That's why I want to show you guys. That's why I want to go to the mall, but I want to take public transport so I can show you guys that aspect of it. Like they have like fans all over the top, and then I had an AC blowing. The buses are super clean too, which is cool. What Eddie? Let me see. We take a shower outdoors, that kind of weather. You definitely could take a shower outdoors for sure because it's always warm. But you know what I mean. I would say the weather is good. It's not bad. It's not bad. It reminds me more of Tanzania. Reminds me a lot more of Tanzania, where it's humid heat. Versus in Egypt, you have what I'm used to, well, me and Bill are used to in California, which is like a dry heat. You know what I mean? And I like the dry heat because that's what I'm used to in Cali. You know what I mean? Cali, it might be like 80 degrees, 90 degrees, 100 degrees, but it's dry. But in like Tanzania and Thailand, it can be 80 degrees, 90 degrees, but it's humid. And that's just a different level. It's a different type of heat that I'm not used to living within. So I definitely use AC a lot here. We got Kid Greatest in the building. Yo, man, I missed your last live stream, man. But I try to go back and catch it. I think you were talking about Europe, everything like that. Yeah, man, I do think you should. I do think you should go to Europe. You know what I mean? I think you should. That's a place that I'm looking at going to as well. I almost feel like sometimes we can become a slave to content. Like, oh, I need to create content, and then you don't really end up enjoying. You don't go to places that you want to go to. You know what I mean? So for me, I just feel like Europe has an interesting way of life that I would like to see. You know what I mean? I would just like to see the infrastructure there. Like I'm kind of studying our real estate. I'm kind of studying how do some cities kind of build, what kind of like what is their zoning like? Like I've learned since being outside of America, like zoning really has the feel and how the city kind of works together. You know what I mean? So in America, they zoned it to where you kind of need a car, right? Like you need a car. But I know like in places like Amsterdam, like it's a city where you can bike everywhere. So I kind of want to see like what is that like to go to a city where you can bike everywhere, you can walk everywhere. Here in Thailand, the zoning seems to be kind of weird too. Like you'll have residential buildings next to commercial buildings, next to grocery stores, next to malls. Like anything can just be anywhere. And so I want to go to Europe and kind of see how they kind of built their cities and how they kind of laid out, as well as just try some of the different foods. You know what I mean? The different bakeries, different cheeses. Because most of the cheese that I eat here, well, not here in Thailand, that I eat over in Egypt comes from, European countries. And I'm a big fan of two things: cheese and bread. You know what I mean? And Europe is kind of the home of cheese and bread. And so I would like to check those things out. Let me see what people are saying. Let me see. Okay, looking forward to seeing the mall. Yes, Icon Mall. That's where I plan on going today. 100 degrees in Ohio. Dang. I don't know Ohio was getting hot like that. Hi, Kid Greatness. And what's your channel? Yeah. Kid Greatness. His name is his channel name is Kid Greatness. He goes around, he travels as well. You know what I mean? We actually have an interview on my channel that we did, so check that out too. Back when we were in Tanzania. Yeah, shout out to Kid Greatness, shout out to Bill, shout out to everybody on this live stream. If you're on here right now, definitely feel free to smash the like button. The more you like the video, the more YouTube decides to share it out to more people, which means we can just have a really cool, interesting conversation. You know what I mean? Over here on this channel. Also, if you want to be like my guy, Bill Coleman, you can become a channel member. I don't know how you become a channel member anymore. It might be next to the subscribe button. You can also hit the super chat, which is that button next to the chat button. You can also hit the super chat or super thanks, which I appreciate for sure. What else? Other than that, you know what I mean? Yeah, we're just having a conversation. I spent the last basically 2 years living over in Egypt. Egypt is a really, really solid place. I've got it. When I first came to Africa, they used to have mosques. They used to go off in a random times. And I used to not like it. I'm like, why are these mosques going off? This is annoying, But as time has progressed, I've learned to enjoy the mosque, right? And so being in Thailand and not hearing mosque is almost kind of weird because the mosque will let you know when it's 5 a.m. The mosque will let you know when it's sunset. The mosque will let you know when it's sunrise. You start to realize that the mosque goes based off of the sun. You can kind of know what time is it now? Okay, well, it's that first prayer call. It's this time. So being in a place now where I'm not hearing it is kind of weird, Then on Fridays, it's always like no traffic on the street. You just see people laid out with the prayer rugs. It's like it's a way of life that is quite interesting. It's a way of life that's quite interesting. So yeah. Shout out to Egypt. Shout out to all Muslim countries. I like the way of life that they express. Okay, great. Just subscribe to you and check your channel out. Yeah, shout out to Bill Coleman. Bill Coleman's a real supporter, man. He supports the streets. I stayed in Nigeria and enjoyed it. Okay, got you. Yeah, I know Brittany in Africa is over in, I don't know if she's in Nigeria, but I know she was in Nigeria. I think she married a Nigerian person. And so she's been making content around like Nigeria versus Kenya and different things like that. If I was to go to Africa, though, I would probably go to West Africa, which Nigeria is a West African country. But I feel like Ghana or the Gambia, one of those two countries would be more in my lane. I probably will go to Ghana because I feel like it just has more of a culture there, more of a vibe there. The Gambia, I don't know. To me, the Gambia seems like a little more like a watered down version of Ghana. It just doesn't seem as vibrant. It doesn't seem as exciting to me. So I would go to probably Ghana over Gambia. But the thing about the Gambia is there is a lot of African Americans there. There is a lot of things to do, but also it's just easy to kind of navigate there. Like the visa process is super simple and things like that. I did message Go Black yesterday for me. He did say you can get a visa on arrival in Ghana. So I said, okay, cool. So I just got to figure out basically Eddie, take care, my friend. All right, peace, Bill. Peace. Thank you for popping in here. Everybody, shout out to my guy Bill Coleman for coming on into the live stream. And also subscribing to Kid Greatness. Shout out to Bill. Long-term channel member, long-term subscriber. You know what I mean? Been watching since the LA days for sure. But when it comes to so I had to go black. He did say you can get a visa on arrival in Ghana. So I said, okay, cool. So now I just got to figure out what the process is about going about it. But you guys might see No Limit Eddie over in Ghana. That's where I wanted to go in the first place, to be honest, before coming to Thailand. But everything I was seeing was talking about embassy, and I didn't like that. So yeah, I'll figure that out, join out eventually. But the next place I go to will probably be. I'm going to go back to Egypt. That's where I like to live. That's where my motorcycle is. You know what I mean? That's where my dog is, where my cat is. That's where I have a lot of cool people that I enjoy hanging around over in Egypt. So I'm going to go back there. But when I make a trip out, the next trip, it'll probably be to Ghana, if anywhere. Let me see. The electric is not stable where? In Nigeria? I've heard about that. But is the electric not stable, you saying in Gambia or Ghana? Is it paying with the corruption? Yeah. I was watching Brittany in Africa's video, and she was saying that like every time she goes to Nigeria, she's paying a different fee for the visa. It's a lot of corruption there. I have heard that. All right, peace, Bill. Everybody say peace to Bill. Also, if you guys want to hit a super chat, feel free to do that. I'll drop in my Cash App too in the chat. If you guys want to support the content, you guys can definitely hit the Cash App. I would really appreciate it. If you hit it, let me know. My phone is my American phone is dead, and I only have cash on my American phone. But if you hit the Cash App, I would appreciate it. Just let me know in the chat, and I'll drop some emojis in there for you for sure. But so that's kind of where I'm at with everything, guys. I would like to continue to explore different countries, but like I said, it's just I'm not somebody who. And Kid Greatness, you were talking about this in your stream too. I watched like a first couple of minutes of it. Like we have to redefine what a traveler is and different things like that. I almost feel like, to me, there's like a digital nomad is somebody who's constantly going to different countries, like 2 weeks here, 1 week here, 5 days here, 7 days here. Always popping in, popping out. That to me is like a digital nomad. That's like what they do. Then I feel like you have what they call slow travelers, which are people who may go to a country. I feel like you might be more of a slow traveler, right? Where you go to a country and you want to stay in there for a decent amount of time, 3 weeks, a month, maybe even longer. See, like now it's getting hot. I need to have the AC on, guys. Just like I was telling y'all. Let me actually go get my remote for it. 2 weeks on, 3 weeks in a country, 4 weeks in a country, and then going on to the next spot. That's kind of like the slow traveler movement. You know what I mean? I would say I'm probably more of a slow traveler myself, to where I do want to experience other countries, but I'm not somebody who can just be like, oh, I'm going to this place for 3 days and that's going to be my trip. No, it's not. You can't really experience it in 3 days. So if I go to Europe, I want to go to Europe for 3 weeks. Let's spend 3 weeks in Croatia. You know what I mean? Okay, cool, that was fun. Let's just spend 2 weeks in Greece. Okay, cool, that was fun. You gotta stay there for an extended period of time. And then I feel like you also kind of have expats, people who just move to a different country and live in there full time. You know what I mean? So people who just move to Holland and they just stay in Holland, or people who move to Amsterdam and stay in Amsterdam, right? Let's see what we got in the comments. Nigeria is not stable, 100%. I have heard that. It's nice to hear from you. Eddie, something told me you was not staying in Africa for long. Okay, yeah, shout out to Darkface. Yeah, so no, man, I've been in Africa since 2021. So February of this year, I would have been 3 years in Africa, right? So February coming up, I'll be 3 years in Africa. So right now I'm just in Thailand, taking time away from Egypt, right? One thing about me is I want to learn and expand. And so I haven't been to like a real Asian country. So I wanted to experience what Asia was kind of like. I've got a taste of it here in Bangkok. I think there's still other Asian countries I would still like to go to and check out. I would like to go to and check out. I think I would have fun going to Korea. I would like to check out Korea. I actually was gonna move to the Philippines. You guys don't know this. I was gonna move. I'll expose it now. I was actually gonna move to the Philippines, like because I was seeing BGC area. You can get a really, really good apartment for a really, really low cost of living. It's more than Egypt, yes, but relatively low. And I was seeing they had a lot of good restaurants. They had like good public transportation. They seem to be very, very camera friendly in the Philippines, and so I was going to actually move to Philippines. But then, as I began to research, I realized that they're still on that whole, restrictions and things like that. Like you can't go to certain islands unless you have certain things. And I was like, oh, okay, I can't live in a country like that. So that's why I decided not to move to that joint. But yeah, I was going to be moving to the Philippines and just bringing animals and everything like that and just kicking it there for a minute. Some type of LOL. Okay. I want to move, but I need stable income and stay in a country in Africa that has stable. Oh, okay, got you. Okay. So what I would say is, if you want to move to an African country that has stability, you're going to have to go to Morocco, which they say is the most developed country in Africa, super close to Spain as well, I believe. Or you're going to have to go to, I would say Egypt. You're going to have to go to Morocco or Egypt. Those probably are the two most stable countries. I'm hearing good stuff about Zambia. I'm hearing good stuff about Zambia as well. I'm hearing good stuff about that country, but I haven't done enough research to say it is this or it is not that. But I would say you're going to have to look into Egypt or Morocco for stability, right? Minimal corruption. I don't really hear too much about corruption in Morocco. I don't hear too much about corruption in Egypt. So yeah, I would say like that. Let's say, and as far as income, as far as stable income, like I don't know, what your position is in life right now. I help people to take what they know, turn it into an online business, and make money anywhere in the world. So if that's something you're interested in, you can click the link, probably a link in this video. It should be like the first link. It's going to be nolimiteddy.com/opt-in. Go onto that page, register, put your name, email, and number in, watch your video. If what I say in the video makes sense to you, then click on the link or click on the button, book a call, and then we can see if working together will make sense for the both of us, right? So check that out if you're looking about how to make income. We will, let me see. Somebody's talking about Thailand. Yes, I was going to move to Philippines, but I like Thailand better. Okay. The internet can be sketchy. The internet can be sketchy where? In the Philippines? So look, okay, I'll tell you this. Let me talk about the Philippines right here. So I'll expose myself, right? So I was thinking about moving to the Philippines. Now, there were a couple of things that stopped me. Number one was the whole to travel and certain restrictions and things like that. So I said, okay, if they have another boom, then I don't want to be in a country that gets crazy with those type of restrictions. So that was the big reason why I said, okay, no. But the other reason was the electricity. People were saying they were spending as much on electricity as they were spending on rent. And I was like, whoa, that is crazy. So they were saying we live in like the nicer condos, the nicer flats over in Philippines, like the electricity bills get absolutely insane. And I think they called it like they basically have a monopoly. There's one company that basically runs electricity in the Philippines, and so you can only go to them, and so they have a monopoly on the game, and it's kind of screwing people. And so those are the two big factors. I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of weak. Now with the electricity, you can always manage it. Some buildings seem to have better electricity than others, and But those are like the two big things that made me like reconsider like making a relocation to the Philippines, for sure. But I don't know the internet can be sketchy. Nobody was saying anything about the internet online, so good to know. And then, if you're on this live stream right now, if you guys could like today's live stream, if you guys are enjoying the conversation, YouTube just pushes it out to more people so more people can see it and enjoy the content that we're talking about on this live stream. So definitely go ahead and leave a like on today's video. I would greatly appreciate that. Also, if you want to support the content, you can, you can hit the super chat, which is that money sign icon near the chat. You can also hit the Cash App as well. Drop my Cash App in. Boom. If you guys want to hit the Cash App or the Super Chat, of course, I appreciate that as well. You know what I mean? For sure. Let me see. But if you're black, can you feel at home in Morocco, Egypt? Doubt it. I think we suffer from a form of racism, which is bred into us from America. I released a TikTok, I believe, today or yesterday, which basically states that only Americans care about skin color. Like, and Kid Greatness, drop your thoughts as well. Let me know how you feel about this, because you've traveled to a lot of places. Would you agree that getting judged based off of skin color is, for the most part, an American concept? Let me know what you think on that. Because from my experience, people outside of America care more about your nationality, or in some place in Africa, your tribe, more than they care about your skin color. So the typo, boom. Okay, what can you say? Philippine internet can be bad. Whoa, I did not know that. It feels grimy once you leave outside. Okay. Got you. Yeah, and you're somebody who's been to the Philippines, so I can definitely trust your word on that. I just was, seeing it online and seeing like the whole BGC area, and like, whoa, this looks cool. This looks good. You know what I mean? Seeing the restaurants, seeing the malls. The malls were insane over in the Philippines. So seeing those online, I was like, man, okay, this looks like it might be fun. And they had a really good pet policy. Like, I can get my pets in there pretty easily and keep them there. So I like that whole aspect. The visa was respectable. I remember that. So those are some of the factors that made me say, oh, maybe I should move to Philippines. Just get some different experiences. But I feel like I want to get a new motorcycle, a new apartment, and I can still have a good time in Egypt. You know what I mean? Get a new motorcycle, get a new apartment, and I can have some fun there. Okay, colorism is a thing in the world, but it relates to class and not racism. Okay, got you. I would say Nairobi would be better for blacks. It's not just about infrastructure. If you're going to be outcast where you're living, okay. Michael, what countries have you been to where you experienced not being treated fairly because you were black? Hey, what's going on, Eddie? Just checking in. Manny, I don't remember a Manny. Manny, what's good, man? What's good? Did you change your channel name or what? I don't remember a Manny. I'm trying to think back. But yeah, shout out to you, Manny. I appreciate you for jumping on the stream. Yeah, like I can say, like, every place that I've gone to outside of America, I don't really feel persecuted because of my skin color per se. I feel like I'm judged more based off of the nationality. In most countries, when you go through passport control, you see that quite heavily. Oh, Emmanuel. Okay, yeah, I think we had a call, right? We had a call. Yeah. Shout out to my guy Emmanuel. Yeah, man, I'm here in Thailand right now. I'm kind of just crushing some time before I go out to a place called Icon Mall. Yeah. But as far as like I don't feel like I've been treated like, oh, racist. No, I think it's more about nationality, and to an extent, like what Kipken has said. Because I'm American, they may think that, okay, I'm rich. You know what I mean? That does happen. You know what I mean? But as far as people like discriminating against me simply because of the color, I haven't really came across that. That seems to be more of an American concept. Personally, that's been my experience. Overall. What else we got? Yeah, but feel free. Anybody who has questions, drop them into the comments. But my whole thing about this live stream is, should I go back to Africa, right? Like, I'm in Thailand right now. You guys know you can't stay in Thailand forever. You got 30 days upon arrival. You can extend for another 30 days. You know what I mean? That's 60 days maximum. Then you got to leave out, visa run, come back in, stuff like that. So I wouldn't move to a place like Thailand where the visa is weak. You know what I mean? I don't want to move to places like that per se. But if I were to go to an African country again outside of Egypt, because Egypt is where I live, you guys know. Outside of Egypt, I would go to meet Ghana. You know what I mean? If not Ghana, then the Gambia. I would go to one of those two countries. I personally think I would like Ghana a little bit more. It's because there's so much vibration. It just seems like there's so much energy there that I feel like I would enjoy being over in Ghana. The Gambia to me doesn't seem like it has like a lot of hype energy to it. This kind of seems more like dull, which is not a problem. But I don't know. I feel like it is more vibrant. Like going to a market would be more fun in Ghana. You know what I mean? Interacting with the locals would be more fun in Ghana. You know, that's just how I feel. But if anybody has been to the Gambia, let me know. If anybody has been to Ghana, let me know. You know what I mean? I feel like most of my chat is like East African fanatics. We've been more so to East Africa, more so than we have to West. I'm not sure what that all is, but let me know in the chats what you guys think about those countries. What about South Africa? Yeah, like the country South Africa itself, I did look into because it seems to be like a super developed country. I know unapologetic nomads really enjoy it. When I was looking at it though, they still have some restrictions in place, some travel restrictions in place that I am not wanting to comply with. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm not going there as of now. Same thing with Uganda. Like I want to go to Uganda personally, but they still have some restrictions in place that don't make it ideal for me to travel. And so that is why I haven't gone there either, right? I would move to Uganda too, like not move, but like 2 months, 3 months in Uganda. Like I would do that as well. This seems like a cool place. Um, Michael, you didn't answer my question. What countries have you been to in Africa, right? Like have you been to Egypt? Have you been to Morocco? Have you been to North Africa? Let me know where you have been. Um, But yeah, that's what I feel about South Africa. I know there's other countries there like Namibia and what else is there? I don't know that many South African countries. I think Angola is Angola a South African country as well. I have heard of those type of places, but I just haven't seen them to be like, oh, I want to go there like super bad. Um, I would just go to South Africa just for the content's sake. You know, but at the same time, I wanted to travel simply because I want to go to a place, not just because I want to get content. That's kind of how I feel sometimes too. So I know I want to go to Europe. I want to go to Croatia and I want to go to Greece. Those are places that I want to go to. Croatia just seems fun. I saw what's that video series called Take Confidential, where they were in Croatia for Yacht Week, and I was like, whoa, that seems like fun. Monaco, I would like to go to Monaco as well, just to see how the 1% of the 1% live. I want to see the yachts. I want to see the supercars. I want to see, you know what I mean, the Pateks. I want to see the Richard Mille. I want to see all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? And just put myself in certain environments and in certain atmospheres where that type of stuff is just normal. You know what I mean? That type of stuff is just normal. I think a lot of people. I think I call a lot of people, and they always tell me, "Man, like I wish I was where you were at this age," different things like that. A big portion, a big portion of uh, my belief set is that the moment you stop growing is the moment you start dying. So I can get comfortable where I am now. Like I can pretty much live wherever I want to in the world. I don't have to worry about how I'm going to pay for rent. I don't have to worry about how I'm going to buy food. Like I saw a statistic that 92% of Americans want to eat healthy, but they say they can't afford it, right? And so I can pretty much live a decent quality of life wherever I go. But to me, a decent quality of life is beneath my potential, right? So if I believe I'm created by the infinite creator, right? If I believe I'm the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, why would I settle for just an average life, right? And so when you get to a certain level, you start to realize, okay, this is kind of okay, it's okay, but there's more that can be attained. And so I want to see like massive levels of wealth. And so that's why I would like to go to places like Croatia, places like Monaco, right? Places like that. Switzerland. I'm just kind of scared of Switzerland just because of how cold it is. I don't like cold. I don't like I don't like the cold weather. So I like warm places. So that's kind of my drawback of going to Switzerland. Um, but I still might want to go. Let me see. Yes, sir. Southern Africa still. Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. I used to live in Kenya and Uganda during high school. Okay, got you, got you. Okay, yeah. So you've been to those countries, but I'm saying like, have you been to an Egypt? Have you been to a Morocco? Right, like to know if you will feel comfortable there or not. I want to go to Uganda, but I know they have restrictions. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They have some restrictions still in place. It's nothing crazy, right? It's nothing like super crazy, but I would just prefer if they didn't have those restrictions in place. You know what I mean? For me to enjoy myself. Boom, boom, boom. But I'm not sure if it's still being required in some countries. I just thought they stopped. Some countries have stopped. Some countries have stopped. If you see me go to a country, they've stopped that. They stopped most of the restrictions. They stopped most of the restrictions. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Like wherever I go, I prefer just to have a place where it's just chill, where it's just relaxed. And I don't even want to go to a country, even if they drop their restrictions, where they were like gung ho about it. Like Australia. Australia doesn't exist to me anymore. Like Australia is no longer a country, it's no longer a continent. It doesn't exist in my mind. Like it's not even a realm of a place that exists that I would go to. And if a country really showed their colors during this whole last few years, it doesn't exist to me anymore. Like it's falsified. So that's kind of my belief set. You know what I mean? In America, I did my best to rebel against the majority of the restrictions. Places that I traveled to, I did my best to go to places that had minimal restrictions, or restrictions that could potentially be skirted rather easily. But that's my lifestyle. Yeah, screw Australia. It doesn't exist anymore. Canada was really bad for restrictions. Yeah, exactly, exactly. I ran into a lady here in Thailand, and she ended up like she lived in Canada, so she ended up having to do da 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 da, and so she ended up taking da 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 da, and she ended up having a really bad. She's here in Thailand to deal with the repercussions that have happened because of her taking da 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 da, and she's basically going through something called like TSW. And there's this guy here in Thailand who apparently like he discovered the treatment if you had eczema as a child to get rid of topical steroid withdrawal and all this type of stuff. But it flared up potentially because of her da 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 da. You see what I'm saying? And so yeah, a lot of people were forced to take it. A lot of people did take it, and they're facing repercussions because of it. You know what I mean? And it's definitely, I think a lot of people were deceived, which is not optimal. You know what I mean? But the devil was called the prince of deceit for a reason. He's called the deceiver for a reason. And if you look into the story of Adam and Eve, it's not the story that's in the book is not the actual story. They didn't eat an apple and then kicked out the garden, right? The apple was a philosophy that they took on, right? They took on a belief set. They were deceived to believe that okay, if they lived a certain way, they would get these certain outcomes, but that wasn't the case, right? And the devil was still going around and giving people those apples to this day. He's still going around and spreading that same philosophy. Let men sleep with men. Let women sleep with women. Let everybody do what they do. I just saw a video on TikTok about a guy who paid 20K to get a custom-made dog suit because he believes he's truly a dog. And he lives in his dog suit. And he goes around Japan in a suit of a dog, right? And people are like, oh, this is so great. This is so nice, right? Like this world is just getting wickeder and wickeder by the hour. You know what I mean? Like we no longer have objective truth. We no longer have objective reality. We no longer have objective. This is good. This is bad. And so a lot of people are deceived. You know what I mean? Through the media, through celebrities, through influencers, through a lot of different methods. To take that thing, and now we're seeing repercussions being handed down. A lot of people just losing their lives, because of it. So shout out to most people on here. I think most people on here didn't take it. But shout out to you guys. You know. Let me see. I'm pretty sure. Okay, boom. Yeah, Canada. Yep. I haven't been to Morocco or Egypt. Moroccans and Egyptians, from my understanding, don't mingle that much with sub-Saharan neighbors. Yeah, so that's the thing, right? So I believe that it's good to experience things yourself, right? Because we understand that, just like I was talking about before, deception is very real. And with the rise of artificial intelligence, I believe deception is going to get undetectable. Like, it's going to be the next level of deception when you have artificial intelligence that can mimic speech, yeah, I think deception is going to get really, really real. And if you guys look at what's happening with like Twitter and what's happening with OpenAI, you look at what's happening on all these different platforms, you see that they're really pushing for verification that you are a real human being. And I think this is going to be used to segue. I think this is going to be used to control people again, right? And I think you guys should be aware of all these. Let's start looking around and how much people are talking about verification, right? I think that's going to lead to something that's not ideal for society. But when it comes to, there's deception is all around. So you should actually visit Morocco. You should visit Egypt and figure out how they treat people, right? And how they interact with people. From my experience, Egyptians have been very kind. People say they don't like Africans. I met this one lady off from TikTok. She lived in Nigeria, born in Nigeria. She's Nigerian. She said, "Hey, I see your videos. You say Egypt is a good place. Everybody told me it was bad. I don't know if I should come." I said, try it out, figure it out. She's in Egypt right now. She's in Cairo, got a spot. She's enjoying life. The friends that she has made so far have been Egyptian, right? And she is a African. And so, from my experience, being an African American, Egyptians treat me with a lot of respect. You know what I mean? A lot of my neighbors have been texting me, "Hey, how's Thailand? How are you enjoying it?" Right? Egyptian neighbors. The African people that I know who are in Egypt, they have no complaints. They're not saying, "Hey, I've been treated racistly. I've been treated harshly." You know, I would say personally, the level of morality that I've experienced in Egypt is higher than any country that I've been to. Like, they truly believe in their God, right? They truly believe that their God watches out and watches over them. And so their actions are based around that, right? And so the level of morality is a lot higher. This is why I like Muslim countries. The level of morality is a lot higher in these places. You know, I know when they were having some type of holiday, and I had a gas container. I had to buy a gas container. It was a huge gas container. It's very, very heavy. And I was just like trying to carry it, and then somebody just came down. "Hey, just put it down and roll it." Somebody came down from his house, opened the trunk of his car, said, "Here, put it in the car, and I'll drive you to where you're going." Right? So, like, the morality that you will experience in these different countries, and he was an Egyptian man to a black person, right? The morality that you will experience is very high in these countries. So I don't get paid from the Egyptian government to say these things, right? I just want people to understand the truth, right? The objective reality that I have not experienced any hate as a black man living in an Egyptian country for 2 years, right? 2 years. You know, I walk around, I have a motorcycle, I've interacted with the government, I've interacted with the police, I've interacted with locals, I've interacted with wealthy people, I've interacted with poor people, I've interacted with middle-class people. All in all, Egyptians are very kind people. You know what I mean? And then it spreads to everybody else as well. You know, there's some black people that live in Egypt that treat me worse than Egyptians. And I'm talking about African American people. Like, they'll see me and they were like, act like they don't see me, right? And I'm a person who I will force an interaction if I want to force an interaction. So I'll be like, "Yo, what's going on?" I'll stand right in front of them. "Yo, what's going on?" You know what I mean? And make them to address me. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to have African Americans live in my city and then not speak to them, right? But if an Egyptian sees me out, they're going to go, "Hey, yo." They're going to come up and talk to me and speak to me and all kind of stuff like that. So that's been my experience, right? You're like, I speak only English. I speak only English. And the town that I live in speaks mostly English too. That's why I like it. I heard a lot about Canada. Yeah, shout out to Canada. Another reason I want to leave this pagan paradise. Yeah, shout out to, shout out to America, shout out to Canada, shout out to all Western countries. I believe that their deterioration is showcasing that there are other options. I think people are becoming aware to that. I don't think people are putting these countries as much on a pedestal as they used to. I think people are becoming aware, both people who live there and people from overseas are becoming aware that there are far better options that exist in this world where you can be treated as a human being, where you can afford to eat healthy if you want to, where you can, be around people who still have base level morality, who will say, yes, this is right, and no, this is wrong, right? Who you can live in an environment where people don't call the police because the neighborhood deals with problems within itself, right? Where if one household is acting wild and out of line, other households will come together and say, you're acting wild and out of line, you need to fix yourself, right? Where you don't see single motherhood encouraged, where you don't see women going to the police and lying against people, being encouraged, where you don't see people, both men and women, wearing clothing that is inappropriate for the outside world and that being encouraged, right? You can live in places where there's a high level of morality, right? Where people just believe in a higher being that forces them to then act in a way that's respectful. You know what I mean? And so this is why I enjoy Muslim countries personally. You know what I mean? I enjoy them personally. I don't think I have a problem in a place like Dubai. I don't think I have a problem in a place like Qatar, right? And even in Saudi Arabia is kind of becoming more relaxed. Not saying that I want to live under Sharia law. No, you know what I mean? That's not my thing. But in a place like Egypt where they take in some Western ideals, but then also just keep their base level morality, it's cool. You know what I mean? I'm ready to leave. Yes, thank you. Yeah, you're ready to leave. You know what I mean? You know what you got to do. I think you're the person talking about income. Yeah, that's all you got to do is essentially figure out what country you want to go to. I would actually pick up my relocation guide, pick that joint up, which I'll drop it in the chat for you. I don't even know the link. I got to find a link to it. But I'll drop it in the chat for you. Pick up the relocation guide. And then after that, definitely go watch that video, book in a time to speak with me, figure out if, us working together will be the right fit for you. And, go from there. Making money online is super easy. I was thinking about doing a 7-day challenge where maybe I charge like $7 for it. Doing like a $7 challenge where I teach people how you can basically create an idea and sell that idea. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if I'll make it as a course or as an ebook. I'm not sure what I would do, but you guys can literally put up a website, create a cover for a book on Canva, get a payment processor, Stripe or PayPal. Most people already have PayPal. You can just make it PayPal. But I would do if a sale is under $20, most people would do it via PayPal. But if it's over $20, most people would do it via Stripe. They pay with their card for that. Not sure why. This is what I've noticed. Vast majority of my payments come through Stripe, but some of them come through PayPal, 80-20. But create a payment processor, create a free website on a site called PayHip. Boom, put that photo that you just created on Canva, go to a site called Smart Mockup, make it, you take the Canva image, put it on Smart Mockup, it'll make it to where it looks like it's a physical book, put that picture up, go to Canva again, open up a document, let the AI write a product description, write me a product description for a book called, what's your name? Let me see what your name is again. Go to make me a book or write me a product description for Miss, I don't know how to say that, Miss Safest Guide to, I don't know what you're good at, Miss Safest Guide to braiding hair. Whatever, write me a product description for that, and write your product description, put that description on your PayUp site. Boom. Okay, now you got a website, you got a product, and you have payment processors. That's all you need to make money. Now, the next thing you do, everybody on this call right here has at least 100 contacts in their phone. Everybody on here has at least 100 contacts in their phone. I would literally go to every contact on my phone, send them a link. Hey, so and so, I'm creating this new product. I hope you support it, whatever. Like, not say that. You gotta give people a reason to support it. I would figure it out, and I'll write a text. Boom, send that text out 100 times. By the end of that day, you will have spent $0, but made at least $100. And then even if you did it for $9.99, and you haven't even created the product yet, you haven't even wrote the book yet, right? You can just pre-sell a book. It's so easy to make money online. The only reason you don't make money online is for three things. You're either lazy, you're arrogant, or you're stupid. Most people on this live stream, you're not stupid, right? You're existing through life. So you're either lazy or you're arrogant. Lazy people just don't take action, right? Which a lot of people are lazy. I'm lazy too. Or you're arrogant, which you think I can do this all by myself, right? And those are two reasons people are not making money online. It's so easy to make money online, right? You can literally just make an image. You can literally just make an image, put it up on a website. The website that you create is free. Create a payment processor, free. Sending text, free, and you'll make money, right? And so this is one of the reasons people say like, oh, you're so brave to move out of America and things like that. Without a job, I know how to make money. That's the thing. I can never not make money again, right? Because I just know how to do it. I know how to build websites. I know how to market. I know how to sell. I can never not make money again, right? And so that level of confidence within me allows me to say, okay, I can go here, But now we need to figure out how to make next level money. How do we make millions, right? That's what we need to figure out how to do. And the only reason why we're not making millions is one of those three things: lazy, arrogant, and stupid. For me, I think it comes down to arrogance, and it also comes down to laziness. Fix those two, then I should be making millions, right? And you guys can see the journey. But let me drop in that link so you can get the book. Boom, 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 boom. All right, yeah, definitely pick up the copy of that book. If you're looking at relocating to Africa, pick up a copy of that book. Definitely pick up a copy of it. It's pretty good. A lot of information within there. But somebody who's moved to two African countries, the information is pretty valid. And who's talking to people from other countries as well. You pretty much get everything you need to know within there about how to pick the right country. People pick the wrong country, and that's usually what screws them. They don't understand visa laws and all kind of stuff like that. But yeah. And so you see, when I was talking about, what was I talking about before? When I was talking about nonsense, we had, I think, 24 viewers in here. But then when I gave people direct, tangible, tactical action, we went down 10 viewers, because most people don't want to win. Most people don't want to win. And that's why, for me, winning is so easy, because my competition is minuscule. Most people don't want to win in life. They want to feel good, but they don't want to be good. And so if you guys have ever signed up for most webinars, and people complain if I go on a webinar, they're just going to they're not going to teach me anything, that's the reason why. Most people don't actually want to learn tactics. Only around 10% of people will do what I just said, right? Only around 10% of people will take action on the tactics that are given. Most people just want to have the feeling of doing well, but they don't actually want to do well, right? And so that's the truth. That's real reality. I'm giving you guys the game from the inside of a digital internet marketer. This is the truth. 80% of people who buy a course don't complete it, right? Most people just want to feel like they're making progress, but don't actually want to make it. Interesting philosophy, but that is life. Now, with that being said, let's get back into talking nonsense, because that's what you guys love to see. So for me, Michael, that's in my experience living in Egypt. Most people, and like I said, I am arrogant. I need to calm down with that. When it comes to Egypt, I've had a good time, a good experience with it. I do think that people should just give it a shot and give it a go. Some people will have a negative experience coming to North African countries. Some people will have a negative experience going to a sub-Saharan African country, right? My most negative country for me was Tanzania, right? It was the most negative country, but it was an all-black country, a country where a lot of other black people are going, a lot of other African Americans are going and having a really good time, right? And I had a good time as well, except for when I tried to deal with the actual procedures of getting a visa and things like that. Then things weren't that optimal, right? So, I think everybody should experience whatever they want to experience. I'm lazy, LOL. Yeah, most people are lazy. You know what I mean? I'm lazy as well. That's why I try to find ways, the easiest way to go about accomplishing my goal. Usually the easiest way, is to pay somebody who has the knowledge to shortcut you. Yeah, so I guess it's in between. Some people do want to see me go to Africa, sub-Saharan places like Ghana, Gambia. Some people really don't care. So I think, the next time I travel out again, I would like to go to another place in Africa. No doubt, I'm heading to South America this year. Okay, bet. Where you heading, man? Where you heading? I wanted to go to Honduras, man, but I was a little bit turned off by just the capacity of violence. Like it seemed like people can get dicey, and people can get dicey in South America, and that kind of concerns me a little bit, just a little bit. Let's check out Mozambique. Okay, I've heard good things about Mozambique. I haven't looked into it myself to understand what's the visa policy, what's the housing looking like, what are the laws looking like, like what kind of vibe it is. If you guys don't know, the channel that I'm talking to now, his name used to be Hippie Car Guy. Let me see, yeah, I think that's Hippie Car Guy. But he changed his name, so feel free to check out his channel as well. But I've been so far removed from the trenches that like going to South America, I gotta like re-tap into the trench mindset. I'm like, oh no, I want to go back to that. But Honduras seemed like a really cool vibe. I saw a video from a guy named Ace Live, where he was over in Honduras, and you gotta see, look at the viewership going back up. Look at the viewership going back up. Most people say they want to make money, but the viewership is going back up. And then I'm talking about nonsense. So basically, one of the things that I was seeing was he went to something called a punta party, Punta, and it's apparently like a type of music, but it's also like a type of dance. And it just seemed like super, super like, it just seemed like a fun experience, something that I wanted to experience myself, right? And so I want to go and experience that, but then I was seeing like Honduras is the most dangerous country and murder and all this type of stuff. So that made me a little iffy about it. And yo hablo español, pero, no bueno. I can speak Spanish, but I'm not the best at speaking it, so if I learn some more Spanish, maybe I'll be safer, but I'm just not sure. Oh, Brazil. Okay, so do you speak Portuguese? Now that's even worse. Now you gotta learn to speak Portuguese. Yeah, do you speak Portuguese or let me know? Okay. I'm assuming you said that you speak Portuguese. That's what I'm assuming you said. Yeah, I took like 3 years of Spanish. Took 3 years of Spanish in high school, and then just growing up in LA, you're surrounded. The majority of my friends were Peruvian. They were Mexican. They were Guatemalan. They were a lot of Spanish-speaking individuals. So you kind of just pick it up and stuff like that. And I've been live for a little bit over an hour. So I'll probably end this live stream off here. It should be good enough time to start heading out to the mall. I'm going to a place called Icon Siam Mall here in Bangkok, Thailand. First time going here. Haven't been here before, so a lot of videos about it on YouTube. Should be my first time taking a train as well over this way, over in this country. I've taken a public bus before, but I haven't taken a train. I've also taken Grab. I'm taking the bus, and I've walked places as well. This is the least walkable. No, that would be a lie. This is not the most walkable city. It's not the most walkable city, but it's okay. Careful in Thailand, bro. Don't let the lady boys get you. Yeah, like I since being here, man, I have no desire to go to like the red light districts and stuff like that. I'm here mainly just to film and produce content. You know what I mean? I'm not here to deal with Asian women per se, especially not with, like you said, the lady boy epidemic here. Like that stuff is just, it's a 3-letter word. That stuff is just gay, really. Like people who come to countries to deal with a man who just looks like a woman, there's no way you can say that's not gay. You know what I mean? But check out Chiang Mai if you have time. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably just gonna be here in Bangkok. My Airbnb, this place that I'm in now, is finished on the 6th. I was gonna go to Phuket, but I'm not really feeling the vibe too much in Thailand, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not really feeling the vibe too much here. So I'll probably head back to Egypt after this Airbnb is up. So after that, and then probably stay in Egypt for a few months, just get back in the routine, and then from there pop out again to sub-Saharan African country. I'm thinking about maybe Ghana. That might have to be the next place that I hit. It might be the next place that I hit is probably Ghana. Boom, boom. Kid Granny said Phuket is nice. Okay, got you. Yeah. So I think Kid Granny's lived out here for a little bit of time, so he knows pretty good around. He knows about the different areas that are out here and stuff like that. And everybody, feel free to follow Kid Granny on his YouTube channel. He makes videos about travel. He makes videos about travel. He just came back from Dominican, but he has videos in Zambia. He has videos in Haiti. He has videos from all over the place. So he's a lot more of a traveler than I am, right? Like I kind of like to stay in this region of the world, but Kid Granny will go anywhere. So follow his channel for sure. And then Marcus, you can follow Marcus as well. He makes mostly gaming videos now, but if you're a car fan, he should still have his car content over on his channel. That's how we kind of linked up car content. You guys know I'm kind of a fan of things that explode, so whether that's firearms or a combustion engine, I kind of like it. And so I used to make car content back when I was in LA. The dream car back in LA was a wide body scat. I wanted a wide body scat pack. I have videos on my channel. Like I'm somebody who I will tell you guys pretty much everything about me. So I wanted to get a wide body scat pack. Try to go down there. They denied me. Why? I had no credit. I didn't even understand what credit was. So they tried to put me in a V6 Challenger for like $700 a month with a stupidly high APR, which I declined, thankfully. And I left that dealership, you know what I mean? But that was a gold wide body scat pack. I didn't get it. They declined me, I understand where credit is now. I don't really focus on my credit too much, but I just make sure to, I'm not somebody who, when I left America, was like, screw this whole place, screw this whole system, and screw myself over. Screw myself over and just like, I'm not paying my debts back. I'm not doing all this. No, I try to do everything the right way. My credit score has actually improved quite significantly since being over here in the continent. Because credit is still important. Credit is still important. And even as, we won't talk about that because, like I said, you guys don't care about tactics. You guys want to hear the good stuff. So, yeah. Angola will be good, bro. Angola, okay. A lot of people are saying Angola. I'll look into Angola. You can rent a bike and drive around the island. Okay. I just got back from Angola 2 months ago. Yeah, shout out to my guy Manning. We should be working together sometime soon. So you guys will be seeing his testimonial soon. Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Greatness and solid. You would be a meme. I would be an idiot to be paying like $700-800 for a V6, guys. A V6, like, and it wasn't wide body. It wasn't. No, I would be an idiot. I would have been distraught. I would have been paying so much for gas. I would have been drowning in interest. I would have been getting my car robbed because they robbed Challengers all day long. I would have been having police issues nonstop. It would have been crazy. It would have been crazy, guys. It would have been crazy. So I didn't go for that. So basically my rebound was I ended up getting a FRS 2013 signed FRS, 2-door car. So I have videos about that on my channel. So I ended up getting an FRS, which that car was fun. Like with the muffler delete that I did on it, it had a really good sound. It had pops and bangs. If you go around a corner and you hit it with enough gust, the back end will easily slide out. You can kind of drift around corners. It was a fun car. You know what I mean? It was not very fast, but it was fun. And so that car was good. And I had a good time with that car. And I need to get another car. And so I feel like just from my experience, not from my experience, from my research, I feel like a manual Lotus, Exige or Evora would be a super fun car to have. Like, this is a super fun car to have. And so that's one of the cars that I would like to add into the fleet. That's one of the cars that I would like to get. One of the cars that I'm aiming to get. I really have 4 cars that I want. All of them would fall into like the supercar range. But for me, it's like, if you're gonna buy a car in a foreign country, you might as well buy a good one, But before I get a car, I want to get citizenship. I want to get citizenship in a couple of places. You should check out CB Media channel for Thailand. I have seen him. I've seen his content before. The first time I seen him, speaking of lady boys, the first time I seen him was he had a short where he was talking to some chick in Thailand. He was like, "Oh, he's so beautiful, all that stuff," and then they were like, "But I'm a lady boy," and he was like, "You're the most beautiful lady boy I've ever seen." I was like, "Oh, this dude is gay, bro. Like, I can't watch his content." Like, that was the first time I heard lady boy was that guy short. To be honest. And when I saw that, I'm like, "Oh, nah." And I'm big on the subconscious mind, so I can't let somebody get into my subconscious mind who's like who thinks that's acceptable. So I pay less than $700 a month for AMG. Exactly. You know what I mean? So when I walked into that dealership, I believe I was 18, 19 maybe, 18 or 19. I had zero credit. I had a job, sure, but I didn't even have that job for a year. Like I have never worked a job for more than 10 months. So, I didn't even have a job for a long time. So, they were going to screw me, Yeah, the white boys love it. Yeah. I agree. You know what I mean? I think, yeah, people come here to engage in that. And that's what you come to engage in. That's fine. No, actually, it's not fine. I'll be honest. It's not fine. It's weird. You know what I mean? But people come to engage in that. If you guys are enjoying the content, definitely feel free to hit the super chat, which is the money sign icon of the chat. Get a super chat or a super sticker. Both are really appreciated. Also, have the Cash App in there. If you want to hit the Cash App, we also really appreciate it. Essentially, though, yeah, car content. I'm still a fan of cars. I still like cars. Right now it is a motorcycle, which I plan on upgrading. One. I might just get a cheap Chinese bike from one of these Egyptian shops. Might get a cheap Chinese bike from one of these Egyptian shops when I go back to Egypt, and just have a fun little toy that I have over in that country. Get motorcycles. I don't mind buying because they're a lot easier to get in and out of. I've had so many offers to buy my bike that I have now from Egyptians. Like, when you're leaving, let me know. I'll buy your bike. It's so easy to trade in and out of bicycles. But when I say bicycles, I mean motorcycles. In comparison to buying a car, it's kind of hard to trade in or out of a car. So that's one of my hindrances of buying a car. And then number two, it's just a car kind of locks you down to a location far more than a bike. And so that's why I think I'll just kind of stick with the bike route until I'm at a financial position where I can not care about spending that much cash and it just not mean anything to me. Yes, Kenya. Last time I was there was a gunfight outside the hotel. What? People in Kenya are strapped? What do you mean by a gunfight? Like, you talking about like civilians got a blower in Kenya? Or are you saying like it was a military conflict? Like, let me know what you mean by that. I haven't heard gunfire for a very long time. Man, I need some water. Who am I doing that? Let me see what time it is. It should be a good time to leave. Oh, it's about 12 o'clock. Yeah. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and actually conclude this live stream. I appreciate everybody for popping on here. Appreciate everybody for smashing like. Shout out to everybody who commented as well. If you guys are not already, subscribe to my channel. I know who's fighting. I was in the military. Okay, got you. If you guys are not already, subscribe to my channel. Check out some of my past videos that I did while I was here in Thailand. I should still have a couple more videos. I already have some that I filmed, but I should also still have a couple more videos coming out for you guys. Should have a couple more videos coming out for you guys while being here in Thailand. And then after this, we will probably chill back in Egypt, get stabilized, get back to my sleep schedule, my waking up schedule. Time is very different from Egypt to Thailand. And then, after that, we'll probably pop out to another country as well. You never know. Maybe me and Kurganis will link up, depending on where he's going next. If he does decide to go to Europe, and it just so happens that, I'm going to the same country at the same time, you might see another collab with me and Kid Greatness. I know he's looking to go to East Africa. I don't plan on going back to East Africa anytime soon. If anywhere, I will be going to Ghana, but that'll be West Africa. But you guys never know. I should start doing more collaborations. I don't do that many of them. Anyway, see you guys in the next one. Y'all willing. Shalom.